hello. Before I begin, I just want to say it just feels so good to be back in front of you today. But for those who don't know me, my name is Reverend Tyson. This is Wake Up Call, Facing Your Truth. A lot of times, most people don't like facing their truth. They rather live in a world that's called a pretense world and feel as though there's nothing going on. But there's always stuff going on. Wouldn't you agree to that? I'd rather be living in the now instead of living in a place where it really doesn't exist. And so Wake Up Call, Facing Your Truth, deal with true stuff, issues, deal with stuff that goes on in everyday life of people. But for today, what I want to speak about, are you ready to start a new chapter? Are you ready to start a new chapter in your life? Most people say that they are ready to start a new chapter, that they're tired of how things used to be. Even before the new year start, we all make our plans and get our list together and say, you know what? I'm not going to do this no more. These are the things that I want to do. So that's really like starting a new chapter in your life, right? Okay, let's take a look at that. We say we want to start a new chapter in our life because we're tired of things that has happened to us in the past. And so now we want to move forth with the future. Guess what? Instead of starting a new chapter, a lot of you is reading the last chapter that you was involved in. Why you continue to go back and read the last chapter? That chapter, that book should have been ended. Close the end. But no, ask yourself, do you truly really want to move forth? To move forth meaning that you have to let go old stuff, old rags, things that was not uplifting, things that was not empowering you, things that was not encouraging you. That's a new chapter. You want to leave the old and begin a new chapter where you have someone in your life that is cheering for you, where you have someone in your life that's encouraging you, when you have someone in your life that's empowering you. Come on, let's be real. We all want the good stuff in our life, but you have to fight for it. You can't fight for something if you're really not ready to fight for it. You can't fight for something if you're really not ready to fight for it. Old news is old news. Leave old news where it's at. If you're ready to begin a new chapter in your life, stop rereading the last chapter that you was involved in. Especially if there was nothing good going on in there. So we have to be able to move forth in our life. A lot of us like to stay stuck in the past. And you're going to find I talk a lot about the hurt and the pain in the past. You have to be encouraging enough. Encourage yourself and say, I want something so much better in life. I'm ready for a new chapter. I know for me growing up in everything that I faced, I knew that there was something out there bigger and better than what I was dealing with in my life. You couldn't tell me that I could not start a new chapter. I refused to revisit the last chapter of my life. Didn't want to take a look at it. It was too much hurt. It was too much pain. It had so much stuff going on, a lot of darkness, a lot of ugly stuff. And when I made up my mind to move forth, I began to write a new chapter. Not only was it a new chapter, I began to write a book about everything in my life that I have experienced from my early on in my age up into the present. And I'm still writing it. And let me tell you, I know I have grown because when I go back and revisit and I read to add on, I'll be like, wow, did this stuff really happen to me? Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. If I wasn't saved and God was not in my life the way he is now, and if I would have read that stuff before, OMG, all would have broke loose. Because my family would tell you, I can relive a moment in a minute. This is before I was like really saved. And I would get so mad and my daughter would say, okay, mommy, it's okay. That happened a long time ago. And I have to get pulled back like, woo, thank you, Jesus. Now I can actually look at the stuff that I write and read it and be like, wow, this here is going to help deliver someone out of the stuff that they're in. But I'm telling you, when you begin to read your chapters in your life, a lot of times it makes you sad because you can't believe that I used to be this person. I can't believe that this person had me this way. How did I let myself go like this? Not just women, men too. Men is more quiet. They suffer silently. They don't really like talking about stuff that they have experienced because, it's that machoism kind of stuff. But let me tell you something. It's okay to express your feelings, guys. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say, you know what? I've been there, done that. And this is not going to happen to me no more. But we have to really make up our mind and say that I'm ready for a new chapter in my life. Beloveds, we're going to face some ups and downs. But no, you can have more ups than you can have downs, because that means you have to delete, and I mean delete people out of your life who is not encouraging you, who is not uplifting you, who is not empowering you. We need people in our circle that is not afraid to say, hey, guess what? You need to try this. Not what you're doing right now, because I see that's not really working for you. I need someone to be able to come to see me and say to me, hey, Reverend Tyson, I was checking out, some of your podcasts, and I mean, it's all good stuff. Have you ever thought about doing it this way? See, I can take criticism because I'm about growing. And that's about starting a chapter in your life, that someone came to you enough to say, hey, I noticed that this is the way you've done it, but try it this way. People, my beloved, we have to be able to receive criticism, good criticism. Not sometimes people come and tell you something and then they add a little flavor to it because that's how they really feel. And thank God for me, I'm saved, because when I recognize it, I just sometimes have to laugh at myself like, really? So you try to do an undertone under me, but that's all good. Start a new chapter means starting a new chapter. It does not mean revisiting your last chapter and reading it, open it up and reading it. You have to let things go. Again, like I said, delete folks that is not encouraging, who is not trying to uplift you, empower you. And women, we need to start loving up on each other. We really do, because all our gifts are different. Every single one of our gifts are different, and we bring something different to the table. We have to be able to uplift each other up and encourage each other and empower each other, because you don't know what your sister is going through. And for men, it's the same thing too. Men is not as bad as women, but men too, you need to encourage your brother. And especially if you've been through stuff in your lifetime, you need to share and say, hey, when I went through this, this is how I got through. For me, how I got through, I had a good support system in my life, but not only that, I have God in my life. And let me tell you, I have no problem calling on Jesus. I'll call Jesus in a second, because I know I need deliverance and I know that I need help in the situation. Even starting my new chapter, the first line on my book was Jesus. Jesus, he's my first line, my first hope, because he is hope, he is love, he is joy, he is peace. And that constantly reminds me that I have the best cheerleader in my life, Jesus. So in order to start your new chapter in your life, there's things you're going to have to really examine about yourself. And I'm not talking about people that surround you. I'm talking about you. Who are you as a person? What is it about you that you don't like? Because there's things about us that we don't like about ourselves. Most people won't know it, but you know it. And so in saying that, that means you have to change it. You just got to definitely change it. So to start a new chapter in your life, first start an examination with yourself. Make a list about you, your do's, your don'ts, what you like, what you don't like. And you start from there. Then do another list of people in your life. What do they bring to you in your life? Do they bring good to you? Do they bring badness to you? Do they bring gossip to you? What is it that they bring to your life that help you to grow? So starting a new chapter in your life, meaning exactly what it is. starting something new, starting something fresh. Come on, we all know about that, especially when we want to uplift ourselves. What do, ladies? We go and get our hair done. We go get our face done. We go get our nails done. We go get our toes done. We go shopping. We do stuff to make ourselves feel good. For the guys, you know, for you, you normally go out with your boy to have a good time. Some of you go buy your brand new car because you got it like that. That's nice. But in order to be able to grow, there's things in our life that we need to do individually for ourselves. The key thing is to love yourself. When nobody else does it, you have to learn how to love yourself. And in starting your new chapter in your life, if you're not one to love yourself, that needs to be on line number 2, because the first line is Jesus. But not line number 2 needs to be, I'm going to learn how to love myself. My new chapter going to start is going to be about me, all of me. And it's okay to be selfish about you. It's okay. Because especially if you was an individual who is constantly sharing yourself with everybody, meaning taking care of everybody else and not taking care of yourself. Now we're going to learn how to take care of ourselves. But I want you to remember, wake up call, facing your truth, meaning do not revisit that last chapter. Leave it closed. You know, at the end of a story, it says the end. Make it the end and begin your new chapter. Wake up call, facing your truth.